Welcome to this show. This is Business Highlight from CEM Television. On this show, we'll begin to bring you major issues of the week. In this week, the MBS released inflation rate. Wow! There is a slight ease by 0.52% to land the inflation for this month, for the month of April, I beg your pardon, 23.71%. Down from 24.23% that was recorded in March. This was against major analyst projection. They said as long as the cost of energy continue to rise, there is a tendency that inflation will begin to rise. However, there were some who said actually, with the favorable base effect, there could be a slight ease of inflation rate. And that is exactly what happened. On year-on-year basis, the headline inflation rate dropped sharply to 9.99% from the 33.69% recorded in April in 2024. Don't forget the favorable base effect had a very good impact on this. Core inflation stood at 23.39% in April 2025. On a year-on-year basis, it declined by 3.45% compared to 26.84% recorded in April 2024. On month-on-month basis, the core inflation rate declined by 2.39% to 1.34% in April, compared to the March inflation of 3.73% as revealed by NBS. We have Dr. Olusemore, a public analyst, who is going to throw more light on this inflation movement. If what we have observed is going to be sustainable or if it is what he actually expected. Reverend Olusemore, are you with us, please? Share with us your thoughts about these inflation rates as released by NBS.
There's no stability in the FX market. Unlike a year ago when the thing was just moving on, almost when you wake up, you find that everything is just moving on. I think those big things that can actually impede cost of foodstuff coming down, cost of goods and services coming down, because when people cannot move from one place to another. And I've said that several times, it impedes, production, transportation, communication between, buyers and sellers. So really, the reduction is just is a tokenism. It's just a mere, it's good. 0.5% reduction in inflation rates is salutary. It is a welcome development, and it shows that things are stabilizing compared with what happened about a year ago when inflation was going haywire, increasing almost on a daily basis. If you look at the cost of rice, for example, maybe around December, November last year, very high, where this has actually moved down now, and I attribute this one to stable exchange rates, particularly in the official market, as well as gasoline price, petroleum price, pump price that has been coming down gradually or stabilized over time. And of course, exchange rates in the official market has also stabilized. That might have accounted for this slight reduction. But I'm saying that the major component of our challenge in the country is impede production, impede distribution and consumption is the issue of insecurity in several parts of the country. Unless I was able to solve the security problem, food crisis will still remain with us, and of course, cost of goods will still be going up. We need to really frontally solve the problem of insecurity, as well as also ensure that we bring down the cost of energy costs, price of gasoline and energy costs in the country. When we do this, then we'll discover that inflation will actually come down further. But security in the country must be solved. Petroleum price must come down much further than we are seeing now. Of course, we also expect that stability in the exchange rate market will also improve the inflation rate significantly in the course of the year. But the reduction compared with the increase in the past is a sign that things are stabilizing and that we are seeing the end of the see the end of high inflation in the country going forward. That's my take.
Thank you very much, Reverend. We truly appreciate you.
My pleasure. Pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Ayegbeni Kanabe is an investment banker and stock market expert. Mr. Kanabe, share with us how the market fared within the week and what we are expecting next week, especially at this period where a lot of companies are declaring profits and dividends is about to be paid.
Okay, the Nigeria capital market is quite busy because it's a period where most companies pay their dividends and market is booming. Gainers and few losers. Market is generally booming this period, so this quarter, because most companies it's a period of people reaping from what they have sown. Throughout the week, we saw good stock of the financial sector moving in the positive direction. In the last couple of weeks, it has been like that, and we hope that this trend will continue in the next couple of days, because most companies are bringing their result to the market now because the year ended and they have a statutory requirement to start paying dividend as from April, and most companies obey the rule. A lot of AGM has taken place. The First Bank, AGM, the Access Go, and other big companies of the world, the Zenith banks, they have all tell us what they did last year, and dividends are being paid, and the market is booming for principal and key investors in the capital market. Thank you. Yes, the markets are generally, as I said earlier, the market has been generally bullish because gainers, people are reaping and they are dropping. Bearish has not come to the market. Market has been good for some principal stock, as I said, especially the financial services, the banks, the insurance. They have really been booming. Except for manufacturing sector, I would just want to run down some companies that have been booming. But the financial industry has generally been booming because as the results are coming out, people are smiling to the banks, and the market is booming. Since the beginning of the week, all through, we went through, at the beginning, on Monday, there were some market went down, but on Tuesday, the market picked up again until we closed business yesterday, Friday. The market is up and running. Yes, for the next coming week, we expect these trends to continue. It's a trend that we hope to continue because it's a period where people are smiling to the bank as money coming to their hand. They have the potential to buy more stocks. These are things that make the market boom because as companies are paying dividends to investors, and they may want to apply back whatever they have earned in the market. That's what creates boom in the market, and we expect the market to be booming for the next couple of weeks, including next week. Thank you.
CEM Television crew visited engineer Gbenga Dairo, the Commissioner for Transportation of Ogun State. As a matter of fact, is the pioneer commissioner of that state before the administration of Governor Abiodun, Ministry of Transportation did not exist. He said from his experience in the diaspora and in Nigeria, he feels that all the arms of transportation are supposed to be under one umbrella, the Ministry of Transportation. He's talking of the aviation, the maritime, and even works supposed to be under the Ministry of Transportation to have a coherent management and administration for effective delivery by the government. He is of the opinion that the state, the Nigerian government should consider that, because General Obasanjo in his regime tried to do something like that, and that will make the ministry to function properly. What do you think you will do that is not being done well right now?
What would I do that is not being done well right now? It's a very loaded question. It's a very loaded question. Very loaded question. I mean, I will tell you a bit. I will have to answer your question in a circuitous route way. I'll tell you what, I worked in England for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I know the UK environment very well. And because I've also worked in several other countries, I've seen how transportation is dealt with in various jurisdictions. I think it's only in Africa, generally speaking, where we have several ministries for transport, for works infrastructure, for aviation, for shipping, and so on and so forth. And this is one area I would like to see corrected. And I think in your passenger years, there's an attempt to roll all of them under a Ministry of Transportation, and to have ministers of states perhaps to supervise aviation, maybe road transportation, or maritime, and so on. And that model works. So when you look at the transport system in the US or in the UK, and you see how well they are, when I say transport system, I'm looking at the combination of railways, waterways, road network, aviation, is because there is a central authority that actually plans and oversees the implementation and operation of all the systems in a way that is kind of integrated and holistic. And for now, in our own country, it's a bit disjointed. So you have people in works doing their own thing, aviation is doing their own thing, maritime is doing its own thing, and you see transport essentially focusing on railway now, these days, whereas they should be connecting the roads to the railway, connecting the roads and railway to the airport, connecting the roads, railways to the dry ports, connecting the roads and railways to the seaports, and that's how it should be. So if I had an opportunity to intervene, I think I would look very, very strongly in that area.
Nigerian Gross Foreign Reserve this week hit 38.2 billion. This according to the information released by CBN on its site. This is the highest since first week of April, when the figure dropped from $38.3 billion recorded in the last week of March. The highest reserve Nigeria has attained in 2025 is $40.92 billion, which was in the first week of January. Analysts have continued to say that the foreign reserve is expected to rise, following the fact that Nigeria has been able to measure up to the OPEC allotted quota for oil production. About 90% of OPEC quota for Nigeria oil production has been met. So we expect that the foreign reserve should have an uptick beyond what we have observed. Prices as released by Nigeria Bureau of Statistics within the week. This week, NBS says that brown beans sells for 2,048 naira on the average across the nation. Garri is selling for 868 naira per kilogram. Imported rice is 2,454, while local rice is 1,958. The report also says that white maize is selling for 1,152 naira per kilogram, while yellow maize is selling for 1,180 naira per kilogram. Sorghum and soya beans are selling for 1,086 naira per kilogram and 1,632 naira per kilogram respectively. White beans is selling for 1,932, while yam is selling for 1,614 naira per kilogram. The African business heroes held a conference in Lagos to have a communication with members and reach out to young entrepreneurs that are eager and enthusiastic about taking their business higher. Peter Obaze, on behalf of CEM Television, was at the venue to take highlights of the event.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. It's African time. No one believes that. 1, 2, 3. It's African time. It's African time. It's Nigeria's time.
Hello everyone, my name is Lele and I'm here at the Africa's Business Heroes Conference and Information and Community Gathering session here in Lagos at Alliance Française. Today we really heard from some of Africa's and Nigeria's brightest entrepreneurs, people who have scaled their businesses from ideas to fruition and those that really understand the grit that it takes to build a business in Nigeria. Today is also really about learning about Africa Business Heroes and what that entails. It's essentially a program backed by the Jack Ma Foundation that gives out $1.5 million in funding to African entrepreneurs. And it's been an honor to be the MC and the moderator today.
With this report from African Business Heroes, we have brought this show to a close. We'd like to hear from you, your thoughts about the points, the issues discussed in this program today. The inflation, the foreign reserve, and every other business activities that have been discussed today. Because we want to hear your thoughts. It will inform us and enable us to give you a better show next time. Like, share, and follow. Till next time, it's Robert Ipoga for CEM Television.